It's the Vegas Toy SquadCast, starring Vegas Toy Squad.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our Vegas Toy SquadCast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. This is episode 6. My name is Rick.
I'm Rob, and today we have Miss Patricia in front of the camera. Patti, our producer, director, engineer, all jack of all, Jill of all trades.
Hello to everyone.
Is
let's
sitting
not say
in.
Jack of all trades.
I said Jill.
You said Jill.
Sitting
He
in with
corrected
us once
himself.
again. And
another special guest.
introduce.
We have Arnold, our other very good friend, here with us to talk about Pops today.
Your other good friend, there's only 2.
Well, okay. Another good friend of ours, Arnold. Wow, grammar police on
I guess
patrol.
so. We're going to have to be
Okay.
on our P's and Q's.
Best behavior
awesome.
tonight. Yeah. So, what's exciting in your life this week, Rick?
What's exciting in my
happening?
life? You said that so enthusiastically.
I know.
So
I'm very enthusiastic today.
I know.
As usual.
I know this is probably going to be a big groan from everyone, but I'm still stuck on the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures.
Oh.
I know. I can't help it, but I finally got the last piece to my Apocalypse.
Oh boy.
So I know. So I know those of you that are listening can't see, but this is the great Hasbro Marvel Legends Apocalypse Build-A-Figure from the X-Men
That's
wave.
a cool one. He's nice and
He's
shiny.
kind of cool. He's got that little shiny gloss to
It's
him.
like-
Why does he
metallic.
look so angry?
Because he wants to take over the world, and they don't let him. So
Is he a bad guy?
of course, yes, he is.
He's not a
He is.
misunderstood.
But this goes back to the episode we were talking about where you can't find anything on the shelves. So
Yeah.
this is the wave of Marvel Legends that I pre-ordered from GameStop, and they finally got the last of the figures in, so I was able to get that last piece.
Awesome.
So
That's
now I
helpful.
think I'm chilled out on Marvel Legends. I don't think any of the new ones are coming out for a while, so I
Yeah.
think I'm.
Well, you still don't
I think I'm
have
good.
Silver Surfer. Or
That's a
the thing.
sore spot, Walgreens and their
I look when I go
exclusives.
for you.
Do you? Thank
Yes.
you, because
Yeah.
everyone is still posting.
I saw.
Look what I have.
I
Look
saw
what
a
I
great
have.
Silver Surfer picture today.
Oh.
Somebody posted. I'm like, dude.
We can't find it anywhere in Vegas. It is not. It is non-existent.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are just hoarding them, if they just haven't come to the valley yet.
It's a sad thing.
Because Thing is next on the list.
Things.
So if I can't find Silver Surfer, don't have much hope that I'm going to be finding
No.
the Thing.
The Walgreens exclusives are impossible. We discussed that already. It's
Yeah.
like it's an insane thing. Probably going. Do you have Arnold? Do you have any Walgreens exclusive pops?
No, I do not.
Has there ever been one that you wanted?
No, I wasn't even really completely aware that Walgreens had this. I think I saw something once, but they've never released anything in the world of like it or anything that I have to get
Nothing
my
you
hands on.
collect. Yeah,
Nothing,
they
yeah.
do a lot of Star Wars exclusives.
There is
and
always the
Marvel.
internet.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we talked about
that's
too.
the collector's dilemma.
If we could find, or if I could find the Silver Surfer at Walgreens, we're talking about 20, but I think he's going somewhere in the 30 to 40 range.
Yeah.
In the
course.
secondary market right now. So, but there's still hope. But
If you want it bad enough, you'll pay.
I know. I will eventually. I'll end up getting it somewhere at some store or something. But it would be cool to find it in the wild. But
I'm still hunting that Gamorrean guard. Every
Wow.
Target I go to.
You've mentioned
I
that
look
in
for
at
that for
least
you as
one
well,
other
yeah.
episode.
Well, just the
yeah.
one,
No,
yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
saying because you're still on the hunt for that. So.
Nothing else I'm hunting for except for your stupid Silver Surfer.
well, that's what I say. When I go to Target, I always check for the Gamorrean Guard too. So maybe
When you're
I'll
in a
find
squad,
Gamorrean Guard. You'll find the Silver
gotta-
Surfer.
squad
and
goals.
We'll be able to connect them together.
Take a picture.
Oh,
Gotta
cute.
watch out for each other
That's right.
in the squad.
Geeks look out for each other.
Right.
You have to.
Like I did with Patti when I was in Glenwood Springs.
That was very kind
Yes.
The,
Yes.
of you. Arnold just went to Frankenson's.
Yes.
Franken's son.
Oh, is it just
Oh,
one
just
son?
one?
Yeah,
He doesn't have more than
Right. I thought it was
one son.
I thought it was Franken's sons, but then I took a picture like outside the sign and I realized, he had one kid.
Just
Or had
Yeah,
one
just-
son. Cut
Well,
the
that's
daughter
true.
out
Could be,
completely.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe. He could
Yeah.
have had 5 daughters.
Who knows?
Yeah, so that place is.
I'm glad you said that because I always called it
You
Frankenstein's
could probably find
too.
a
Yeah.
Silver Surfer, whatever you're looking for thing.
Are you not into
Probably.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
superheroes? Like
Yeah, well, I
superheroes?
know the superheroes, but I don't know about
He's
this.
one of the
The Marvel
fantastic-
Legends thing.
Right, but I don't know about these, whatever these are.
All right, we're just gonna stop it right here and send Arnold home.
I know about these dolls. I don't know about those dolls.
Oh, we can't call them dolls. That's another episode. What can we call them?
Figures.
Yeah, but are these action figures? They're not really
They're
action.
collectibles.
They're just bobbleheads, honestly.
Yeah,
These
they're
are
not
not
bobbleheads.
Uh-oh. Woo!
No, and
Jeez.
careful with that one because that
Careful.
one is not coming out of the box. But
Oh, man.
Sorry.
We'll get to these. Is there anything else that you're excited about this week?
No.
No, man.
I thought you were just mentioning some things.
So much
You
for
were just
pre-show
mentioning
conversations.
She's feeding me lines.
Nothing better for a video podcast than off-camera conversations.
I know. Oh, man.
That don't translate to the video.
Hey, you know what? We're just winging it here, man. Yes, I'm very excited about things, but we can't talk about them yet because they're secret, super secret Vegas Toy Squad.
Things on the horizon that will be coming soon, hopefully, to
Yeah,
you.
other projects that we're working on.
Projects. That's the word I was looking.
We're more than
Elusive.
just guys behind a mic talking
That's right.
about
That's right.
nonsensical plastic pieces.
Right.
of
We
things.
actually do stuff. We
do.
made a TV show, which we talked about in the last
talked about
podcast.
that last podcast,
Vegas
yep.
Toy Stories. You should go look for the sizzle reel and share it. And we've got a bunch of other cool stuff in the works.
We just finished our second lighted saber class.
That's right.
So, that went really well. That when that one went live, with half of the spots sold out within an hour. So
Yeah,
That's
that's
great.
picking up. So
If you're local, if you're in Vegas and you want to learn some fitness and
some lighted saber techniques,
now,
We-
why
we can
why
do
don't
that.
you just say lightsaber, Rick?
because Dwayne Johnson, because Disney owns any of that
Lightsaber?
lingo. Yeah. So if you're going to do any type of class like that, you can't use any of that.
You can't say Jedi training.
No, you cannot.
You can't say
Yeah.
Padawan
Why are you
class.
saying
Nope.
it now?
I'm saying it all, man.
This is direct any legal action to Rob.
We're gonna bleep. I'm bleeping
You
the
bleep
last
out
name.
that last name. That's right. Yes.
My lawyers want to talk to you.
But in all seriousness, and I can understand, because if some Yahoo, does some lightsaber class and somebody gets hurt and
Right.
somebody wants to sue Disney just because it says lightsaber. So
Exactly.
I can kind of
They
understand
gotta
it in
cover
a way.
their butt.
But I
So
mean,
you've got these cool classes with these
Right.
sticks that light up.
that light up. So that's why we
That's
say
really
lighted saber because
Let's be honest,
Very
Disney
clever.
wants their cut.
Yeah.
That's not nothing to do with liabilities.
I was trying to be nice.
Keeping it PC here.
But we do in our class. You guys have taken the class, so we actually do real martial arts techniques, and we
Yes.
try to take things that you would do with a real saber and kind of adapt them to the fantasy fighting style that you would see in the movies. So that's
A lot
kind
of
of
fun.
how we.
And
When you say
It's
you
not gonna work
guys,
out.
these guys,
Yes,
I have not
yeah,
taken such class, so don't put me in the class action
You're next.
lawsuit.
It's coming soon.
Yes.
We can always go to the park and just do it and have people drive by and call us
Call
geeks
us
and
names,
stuff.
yes.
Yes, that's happened. True story. We're in the park practicing.
No
and,
place for hate.
Yeah, people drive by and dropped
People-
a few names at us, but hey, it's all
People
good.
see lighted sabers and they immediately think geeks.
I think they're just jealous because they're like, "Where did they get those? Those are so cool." So they just have to,
Yeah.
do that. But that's kind of what we're excited about this week.
There
That's
you go.
good.
It's
All right,
very cool.
We'll bring it back then to our topic because if you are watching us on YouTube, you can see this table is filled with pops. I have half of my pop collection here, so you can see that I'm not a real big pop collector, but I do have some. These guys, on the other hand, are big pop collectors. So we're talking about what's the? I mean, do we call them pop vinyls? Do we just call them pops? What's
would
your
just-
preference as
I would
true
just call
collectors?
them people who collect them just call them pops.
Okay.
Funko Pops.
Funko's, that's too much.
If you say pop figure or pop, most people know it's in this box and it's got the big eyes and the cute face and something else. I think
Right.
universally now people know pop.
I ran into somebody who did not know what pops were.
Seriously.
I said that something about your collection of Funko Pops, and they were like, "Oh, what's that?"
Wow.
What rock have you been under?
Scratch what I just said.
You could go in virtually any store anywhere, and they have a Pop somewhere.
Right. And the cool thing about these is that they literally touch every genre you can imagine. I mean, it seems like they've got a Pop.
Very clever.
All kinds of pop culture references. I mean, they're starting to get into the music ones. I mean,
they've got
tons.
Sports ones, which Arnold
sports again. Do we have
collects.
to mention sports?
Well, he collects the sports ones. I don't.
Well, it's not lightsaber fighting out in the park. But what are you gonna do?
Lighted saber.
Easy. Now we gotta bleep that.
Yeah. No, I said it. Come at me, mouse.
Not really.
So we've known Arnold for a while, but the Pop thing is, from what I could tell, somewhat new. A year ago, you weren't collecting.
No.
Pops.
Well, what? No.
What happened?
So I was at Hot Topic with Emma, my daughter, who you guys have known since she was born. And I just happened to see Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Hillary Clinton. I'd never seen these before, or I hadn't registered. And I was like, oh, those are pretty cool. Oh, they're like $9.99 each, so I'll just buy them. And that had to be before the election, so mid-2016. So it's probably been 2 years. And then just next one was like Lemmy from Motorhead, and then just started getting into it more. And then, here we are.
It grabbed you.
Yeah. So
by the cojones.
I guess.
Dragged you down.
So
now you're lining the pockets of the Funko Corporation just like the rest of us.
We were in New York that summer, and we stumbled upon the political ones too.
That was before we collected them, really.
No.
No?
No, that was 2 years ago.
Right.
No, yeah. It's been at least
Strike that.
4.
Reverse it.
For me. Actively.
Hardcore?
Yes,
actively
it
collecting?
was when. So,
oh, okay, that's
if you want to know the origins, I should have brought these out.
Yeah. Patti's origin story.
Our very first Pops, and I say ours because we bought those together, were like over 10 years ago.
Yeah, before anybody even knew what Pops were.
They were on clearance at Target after Christmas, and it was Heat Miser and Snow Miser.
Yeah.
And we just thought they were adorable, and they were marked down. And
I think they had them all. I think they had Rudolph.
They might have. And we still were trying to be like,
What's his
we
name?
don't need all of
Yosemite
them.
Sam?
No.
Yukon Cornelius.
Yukon Cornelius.
Guys.
That guy?
And we only bought the 2.
So we just
and they were
bought
like
Heat
$3
Miser and
each or
Snow
something.
Miser, and we thought, well, we'll put these out every Christmas. These are really adorable decorations. Forgot about them for several years. I mean, every Christmas would bring them out, but it wasn't like anything. And then it was the year that the girls graduated high school, so that was 4 years ago.
The year without a Santa Claus?
No. Oh. Well, they were gone, and we were empty nesting. But
she didn't get the reference.
No, I did.
But
I was really into American Horror Story, and we had heard that they were coming out with the Rubber Man from season 1 Pop, and I'm like, what the heck? And again, saw a picture, thought, this is freaking adorable. So then you surprised me.
The creepiest character ever.
Right.
Very disturbing, very dark
adorable
character, but he was so cute. So then he surprised me with a Rubber Man, and that.
Excuse me.
What's that podcast?
That began.
That's what we're calling it.
Sort of the obsession, because then every year for birthdays, different holidays, whatnot.
Well, then of course the Wonder Woman thing started, and you started.
Well, then that did happen.
When they started bringing Wonder Woman back out in movies, and they
Yes.
started coming out with Wonder Woman Pops, then
Right. But then it's like, you connect to them because there's some emotional appeal, whether it's favorite movies, something timely that's happening.
Favorite politicians.
Favorite, musicians, such as the Kurt Cobain, or, stuff from your childhood when they start bringing out these goofy ones. I mean, God, they even have the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Just all these Friends Pops, they have them for everything. So I think that's the appeal to the masses, is there's some Pop for anyone.
Right.
Isn't that their slogan?
Is it?
Something like that.
It might be
What?
that I got
Something for
Something
everyone.
for
Or,
everyone.
something
Could
like
be.
that.
Should be. May as well be.
So we did go in June to the Funko headquarters. That was kind of a birthday gift trip. You still have to go, right?
I have not been.
Yeah, so you've got to go. And it was quite fun. It was like the Nirvana of of Pops because everything was there.
The Nirvana.
The
see what you did
Nirvana.
there?
See,
Oh, look
see
at
what I
that.
did there? And that was really it was a blast. And then to see giant ones blown up and
It's a cool if you're
It's fun.
in the area. It's not a destination in itself because basically you're just going to shop.
It's
Well,
basically
yeah.
a store,
But
and you
it's
can pose with a few
a lot of great
cute
photo
things.
ops
Yeah.
and some exclusives and things you don't find other places, or that it's hard to find other places. They have their
Right.
You know.
So did you find out about the store? Like, did you see the Netflix?
Yes.
Because they featured the store in that Netflix.
Yes.
So was that how you kind of found out about it, or were you guys
I
out there
think
and
that
kinda
was
just kind of knew?
no. We first actually found out about the store on Comic Book Men.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
That was
That's
right. And
Yeah.
then we
because
also
they went
heard,
to the grand opening
Right.
of Comic
Oh,
Book
oh,
Man,
yeah, that's
and
right,
they
Kevin
made
Smith.
Yes.
pops of all the
Yeah.
Comic Book Man
I'm like,
guys.
wait, there's a place we can go. We can actually walk in and like be surrounded by these. And then the movie was also coming out.
beady little eyes staring at you.
There's an appeal. He gets it. And so yeah, that was this last year. It was like heard it on Comic Book Men, got excited, did some research, found out it was in Everett, Washington, and we were going to be in Washington for a week. Figured why not take a little hour drive? So we did.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the documentary? Because I have to say, like, I'm not a huge fan of Pops, but I don't dislike them. I mean, there's, like you said, things from my childhood. I got the Voltron Pop. Something that I got right away with the Thundercat Pops because, I mean, it's Thundercats. You have to have those.
Of course.
And then, of course, Gossamer from the Looney Tunes
I
because
know.
you've never seen any toy of Gossamer before. I mean, that's the best. Plus, he's a little squatchy, so we like that.
That's the cutest
But
one.
after watching that documentary, I had so much more of an appreciation for Funko the company and for Pops.
Yes.
So, you know, being a not huge fan, how did you guys feel watching that and being fans of Pops? Did it?
Well, I enjoyed the origin story because I didn't really know where they had come from or how they all came about. So I found that interesting. I watched the whole thing. I couldn't get my wife to finish it. But,
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
think,
was
well, but the
enthralled.
other thing I enjoyed was like people. I'm going to butcher his name because I'm not a Metallica fan, but Kurt Hammett and
Yeah.
who else was on there that was interesting? There was like
they had quite a few people
One
that
of the
surprised
wrestlers.
you.
One of the wrestlers was on there.
right. He almost got emotional
I'm not
about
very
it.
Yeah, you're right. He did. He was.
Because they connect to something more so, no offense to your Build-A-Figure
No,
guy, but there's something that draws you in.
Well, that's an interesting question though, because like someone would look at like one of our action figures or something like that, and they could care less about it. But then this draws them in. So what is it about?
Yeah, you could
this
have the
product?
same figure.
Yeah, the same. They've
in a
got
pop, and they got to have it.
right. They've got pops of Apocalypse. They've got pops of almost every superhero. But what makes this more appealing, I guess, to the masses rather than
They figured out how to do it. It's like, what was that other show we watched on Netflix? The Making It, the one, and they did the Hello Kitty.
the toys that made us?
Toys That Made Us. So if you haven't seen that, that's on Netflix, right? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And they did a Hello Kitty episode, and they talked about the origins of Hello Kitty, who I'm also a fan of. And they talked about like designing her eyes big and separate like that. There was like a whole scientific approach to it.
Yeah, what they call it? They have a word for it.
There was something, I can't remember it right now, but that's basically what Funko did when they were making these, as they started to evolve from just doing the Bob's Big Boy and the bobblehead, and then into this, phenomena that's in front of us.
Well, the other thing I found interesting was those collectors who had been there from the beginning
Yeah.
and now have become like unofficial ambassadors
That's
for the
awesome.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was very
so-
jealous, I have to admit. It's like, I wish I could be one of those people. I would like that.
They really built like a sense of community.
They have.
Yeah.
They have. I think, and then it's expanded. Now they have pop figure or pop creatures or creations for like everything, T-shirts and pins and
It's expanded
other
way
things.
beyond just the figures
yeah.
themselves.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
They-
Pops was something that was not the origin of the company. It was something that kind of came along and grew the company because they were doing other things, like true bobbleheads, not these little 4-inch
right.
figures. So if you haven't seen what's the name of the Netflix?
Making fun.
Making
Making
fun.
fun.
Yeah, that's the Funko name, Funko, Fun Company. So that's how that came about. So, but talking like the emotional connections, like that's basically what I buy all my pops on. I just don't buy something to have something, and I don't really. There would be some that I chase, but not. It has to be something emotional.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. If there's some that you have to have that you go to great lengths to get, or do you just get them if you come across them?
Well, this one here, the Hound from Game of Thrones, this is the one I paid the most for, and it was like, well, it was just over $100, but that's what that's what it was trending at the time, and it's hard to get, and he's my favorite character, so that's what I paid for it.
Yeah.
And I haven't. That's the most I've ever paid for a pop. I mean, if you really deep dive on it, there's some that are worth thousands, and that's just.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Or even hundreds. I mean, if you want to get like the Kiss pops, like the whole group, those are over 100 a piece.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even talk about the variances of Chase and.
Right.
All those hard to find.
So let me ask you about that, because I don't know if I might have one or two Chases in my collection, mainly probably a Wonder Woman or two Chase, but do you actively seek those out?
No, actually it's kind of funny, because when the Care Bears came out, because Emma, she was a big Care Bear fan. I was knocked over your blue guy.
That's all right. He's a mutant. He can handle it.
But so all the Care Bears came out at once, and I ordered them from Hot Topic all at once. But this one you had to order from Funko, and I missed out on it for that Wednesday release. So I had to order this online from a third party for like $65. But all the Care Bears showed up, and one of them was like a Chase, and I was actually kind of like, ugh.
So you weren't excited about it.
The only Chase that I've gone on my way to buy was Wesley from.
Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride. I actually have a Princess Diana Chase too. But those were just kind of. That was a soft dog. Aww. But
fondly remember Princess.
Right. But like I collect everything from It, the movie. I have all the Pennywises and the Losers and all that.
All the Pennywises?
Yeah, all.
Because I saw one that was really expensive. I don't.
Well, I'm not like over the weekend.
Like
over the weekend, I found a.
You're not getting every Chase in every variant.
Well, I haven't bought. What I was getting to is I haven't bought any of the Chases because it's just not that important to me. Like over the weekend, I found a Funko Freddy Pennywise, which was selling for like $250.
Right.
And I'm not that guy yet.
You're not
that guy yet.
Pump the brakes there.
Yeah, the Funko Freddy Boba Fett is.
Yeah.
I think like a couple thousand maybe.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And I don't know.
$3,000 or something.
You pick an expensive character to purchase merchandise for.
Only like the best.
I guess so.
Did you buy that?
No, we don't.
No.
I was gonna say. Wait,
We don't
This was
have
the most
that.
expensive Boba Fett bobblehead I've ever bought. This was a $40 Toys R Us exclusive. You can't see it on the podcast, but it's the cool one where he's in the Slave One.
Well, it's not $40 now because you took it out of the box.
We'll talk about that too. Before we get too deep into, for people who don't know, we're throwing words around like Chase and variant and things like that.
I would have brought a Chase,
What's
but
a Chase figure?
I don't know if I could give a good explanation.
So on some of them, I think it's 1 in 7 is like a different, and that's probably not a hard number, but like 1 in 7 of certain releases will come out as a Chase, which just means it's different in some way. I'm not really an expert.
They'll just
on
randomly insert it into a box.
So, but with action figures, they kind of do the same thing. So it's a low production number of a particular piece.
Right.
So you have to chase after it. There.
I see. Okay.
But they like if they send you a case of like 50 figures, there might be one Chase in every case or something
I
like
see.
that.
Well, that's how you find them at like some of the stores around town because they order them in bulk, and then like the Wesley one, the guy knew he was getting a bunch of Chases in, so I was able to.
And then are the variants basically the same type of thing with the Chase? Like
Variants are less rare than Chases.
Right.
I mean,
Depending, that could be, and
because there's also exclusives.
right, and the variants. There's something that's a variation based on the original release, like color scheme or
like you might have like you have a Daryl Dixon pop, and then you have that exact same pop in black and white.
Right. So I know
that
that's
would be
a variant.
because it's basically the same mold.
So I have a couple
and everything.
variants. I don't think I have any Chases, and then I have several exclusive things.
Lego. We really haven't talked much about Lego, but I'm a huge Lego. I got all the minifigs, and their 25th or their anniversary minifigs that they just released a couple of months ago. They had a minifig that was patterned after the original police officer minifig. And that was a chase. They only put one per box of minifigs. So that was super hard. And I got lucky enough I was able to find it in the wild. I didn't have to pay extra for it.
You just got one randomly?
And it was the last one because you get really good at feeling the bags for the pieces.
Oh, you're that guy.
I am, man.
That's the trick.
Because I don't want to get doubles, so...
Hey, I
do that.
I took those mashup things.
I think I was with you. Remember, we were trying to discern colors of green.
Yeah, we were looking for the Boba Fett one, so holding it up. I figured out if you hold your phone flashlight up to it, you can shine it in the hole, and you can look in and
Insider
tell.
tips.
So hunting tip by Rob over there.
That only works for those Mash'ems.
All right, so if you're into the Mash'ems, use your phone light to take a look inside.
Yeah. So, anyways, for what it's worth. You can use your flashlight. Arnold?
Okay.
What's next?
He's like.
So that's me, the guy at Walgreens, going through every thing with my flashlight while they watch me on the security camera.
He's that guy.
Say,
They probably stopped watching you by now. It's like, that guy again.
Here comes the guy.
It's flashlight man.
Yeah. We've talked about that in other episodes of how it's so hard to find things.
Well, yeah, it's like
do stuff.
That blind bag thing. It irks me.
So
then some of them are rarer than others with the blind bags. You know, you could get a Stormtrooper. There's one in every box, but the Boba Fett, there's one in every 6 boxes.
See, I don't want to be suckered into that. If they were going to do a pop thing like that, where you just randomly get a box and you don't know it, that doesn't appeal to me.
Right.
I want to either stumble upon one that's like, oh, I love this one, or I've been searching for it, or no, like I did with the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. I got an email that they were coming out and that I could pre-order, so I was like, yes, I'm getting those.
So that's question was going to be for us with action figures, sometimes it's hard to find. Is it hard to find the products that you guys are looking for when it comes to your pops?
I don't think so, because when stuff is coming out, and the shops, there's 2 shops in town that I frequent, and they're pretty good about saying when these are coming in. And and so
you want to give a shout out to your shops?
Well, it's Brad's Toys and it's the Pop Shack, so the only reason to go to Boulevard Mall anymore.
For locals.
Yeah, Brad's is it's got to be one of the premier places in town for pops.
He's gotten heavy into pops.
Yeah,
and doesn't he do
really
a
good job.
punch card?
Punch card.
Yeah,
he does.
Well, a stamp card.
That helps.
Fill out 2 stamp cards, get a free pop.
Hey,
there you go.
This ain't promotion for
free advertising.
People are gonna pay eventually to get there.
We got to give shout outs to our local guys. So we shopped up.
Sorry, Brad's Toys, for the riot that's going to break out tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Hope you have extra staff.
That's too funny. But what about as far as like lines or characters? What are some of the ones that you guys are really into that you guys have been collecting for pops?
Well, like I said earlier, the Pennywise, the It movie. So I have like all the Pennywise that have been released, like whether it's from Amazon or from wherever. I have all those FYE, and then all the losers, even Georgie, R.I.P.
Aww. Another soft. Aww.
What's your favorite Pennywise one?
Oh, I don't know. I like them all.
I love the one that I found for you. Oh yeah,
Pennywise pop,
and
it is like up there probably in my top 5 pops of all times, and it's the one with the gutter scene and Georgie with the little
Hot Topic exclusive.
Yeah, I mean that one is phenomenal.
So
that one's my favorite.
I was sitting at home because I follow. I'm the 50-year-old guy following Hot Topic on Instagram. So
that's you?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh my god!
And I was sitting.
I'm sure you're not the only one.
So I was sitting at home and I saw it pop up on the Instagram feed. So I barrel out of the house. My wife is probably wondering, where's he going? And then I come back with this big bags. I bought a bunch of stuff from Hot Top of Pops that day.
Yeah.
So that was a really cool one. And I have that one too.
Yeah.
In the box.
So
So you guys keep bringing up the in the box thing. So what's that all about?
It just kills me.
well, so I have some that I keep boxed, such as my Conans. I have several Conans, and those are more collectible for
Oh
me.
my gosh.
Oh, she's opening it
And
on camera.
so
in
if-
case you're
But look how
listening.
carefully she's opening.
If you're
it.
just listening, I apologize, but I'm
being so
going to
respectful to that packaging.
I'm going to open
Arnold can't
Winifred Sanderson. I think Arnold might dip out of this
He's
one.
turning. He's turning. You can't
See, this is how I was when Rick ripped open poor Chewbacca.
Well, he ripped the box. If you saw that
was very
episode,
disrespectful.
that was not cool. I keep my boxes, Mr. Arnold.
Now look, you can put it right back in there. Nobody'd ever
But
know.
I
Sell it on
want
eBay.
to. I want
they'll
to enjoy
know.
them. You know,
They'll
you
know.
can turn
They'll
their
know.
little heads. You can make like a little scene, and I want to be able to enjoy the ones that I can enjoy, such as some of these faves down here, where I have, sexy Jeff Goldblum from.
Must
You
go
took it
faster.
out of the box. I brought
I
that
know.
back from Glenwood Springs.
Carried this all the way from Colorado for
From
me,
you.
but I know, but I needed to enjoy him in the flesh, so
Must
there
go
he is.
faster.
In the plastic flesh.
In the plastic cracked flesh. And then, Conan as Superman, sort of. That's Super Conan. That's going to stay in the box and then in a case.
Look at that. It's even sleeved.
Yes. But the majority of mine, I have now I think 88 with these three ladies.
Wow.
I probably
She's catching
have
up.
I probably have about 5 or 6 that are still in the box, and the other 80 plus are on shelves in cute little displays, and I like it that way.
I'm sorry if there's any children watching, they have to witness that unboxing.
Well, I would
Don't
do
try
these
that.
other two, but
Don't
in
try
the
that at
interest
home.
of time.
Does
Don't
If
try
you
that
find
at
your
home.
parents' pop sitting on a shelf, do not unbox them.
you should warn all
Oh
children.
yeah, all children. Yeah.
Does that remind
They're
you
not
of
toys.
Or visiting mothers-in-law.
Yes, the Metaluna.
the
mutant.
Metaluna mutant monster? I think they used the same mold for
Oh,
It might
look
be
at that.
similar
for,
because of the brain.
Look at
Winifred's head.
Right, for the Universal
pretty cool.
monster
There's a lot of
series.
cool detail on these things.
Well, the detail's gotten better. With
It's definitely
yeah.
gotten better.
But-
and the likeness. Sometimes
at her
you
teeth.
look at a Funko Pop and you're like, that looks just like that person.
Yeah.
How
it's
did
kinda
they do
funny,
that?
Yeah.
Sometimes
On a
it's-
tiny little
It's amazing.
round plastic head with, even though the big eyes and everything, it's like
Yeah.
they get that likeness.
So you keep yours in the box because
I just think they present better.
Well, and
I
because
mean,
he spent
okay.
$100 on,
well,
so-
yeah. But if you had one that was
Well, that's why
Yeah.
certain ones are.
So it's just a matter of how expensive they are, if
No,
they
no,
stay in
no.
the box or not?
No. I mean, I have most of mine are just bought off the shelf regular price. So,
Okay.
but
And you don't
I
have
box them
hopes
all.
for them all to skyrocket?
No,
and for
because
you
I'm
to-
never going to resell them. I mean, they're all
Never?
no.
Wow.
I mean, why would I? I mean, I buy them for personal reasons and have a connection to each and every one of them. So,
That's that goes along with what they were saying in the documentary when he says, when he talks about, well, which pops are you going to produce? He says, well, he doesn't produce them to sell, 100,000 of them. He produces them because he knows someone's going to
bullcrap.
want. I'm just going by what he says in the documentary. I thought that was very endearing in the
I thought
documentary.
so, too.
I bought that hook, line, and sinker.
I did as well.
You're a sucker.
if we only sold one more pop and made that one person happy,
Happy, yeah.
our
It'd be a better
company's
world.
We could die happy.
yeah, we'd have to lay everybody off and become destitute. But hey, we have this great building. We
But
don't
hey,
stay
by
there.
him saying that, it makes me want to support the company even more. So
Well,
I agree. I liked their business model. I liked their philosophy. I liked their whole work ethic, and I love their product.
believe it or not, this is one of the few toys or collectibles. I guess collectible would be a better way than saying toy.
Thank
But
you.
this is one of the collectibles that I do keep in the box just because I know some of them are bobbleheads, and I know when we've taken them out when my daughter has them, sometimes the bobbleheads kind of have a tendency to,
yeah, they get funky.
they have a bobblehead. I don't
And
know.
you can't
The
fix them.
Funkos get
And you
funky.
can't, yeah. So I do like keeping them in the box that way because then their head's always straight and they always look good.
I'm starting a support group for people who know people who take them out of the box. You can at me at Nightly Grind on Twitter.
One of the
Get
first
together and hold
things
hands.
that I did when it kind of ignited the drive to want to get more of these 4 years ago when I got that Rubberman one. A lot of people were doing photo challenges at the time, And I was like, well, I'm going to do my own photo challenge, and it was the month of October, and I was like, I'm going to take Rubber Man with me and photograph him every day somewhere. And so I did. But if he were in the box, that'd be such a boring photo to just have him there. I was able to, hang him off of things, put him in between stuff, and have him like all kinds of places because he was always in my purse with me. Now, I did have him in a little bag so that he didn't get dinged up. But, I enjoy interacting with them, and to me, them being sealed up the whole time, unless it's a few select ones, I'm not buying them to keep a box.
Got it.
Look at all the work they put into this box, Patti. I mean, the box. Let's be honest. I mean, it's not like a plastic toy that hangs on a shelf and you open the plastic.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole box is like a work of
nice
art.
And some of them have a scene. Like I have a Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks, and she's of course the wrapped corpse Laura Palmer, and behind her was a little scene of like the shore where she washed up with the rocks. So I kept that, and that's on my shelf behind her. Nice. So some of them have something like that, but ultimately I want to have Winifred and her sisters like in a little trio displayed together, and I want them to be close together. That's the other thing I like to do. If I have some that are related from like the same movie or TV show or whatever, I want them grouped together. So
well, you can group them together in the box. And they're easier to dust.
They are easier. They are a son of a gun to dust. I will admit that. I break out the air can and it's...
But then they all blow over.
Hey, you have to... That's me with my Legos, too. I go through so many air cans because you have to...
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, you have to get rid of them.
We're not doing the Lego episode today. This is about Pops.
I know, but
up Legos.
I'm just making a connection between the two.
I was going to grab... I'm not a big Funko Pop guy. I mean, I have a few Star Wars ones. I have all the Bounty Hunters. I have every variation of...
Yeah, it doesn't sound like...
I got quite a few Star Wars.
Yeah.
He doesn't get them because they're Pops. He gets them because they're Boba
Star
Fett
Wars.
or Star Wars or Bounty Hunters or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing that irks me the most about these things is some of them with the design is that they make them so they don't, if you do take them out of the box, which you've never experienced this, Arnold, because
I wouldn't say never, but okay.
Sometimes their feet are so small and their heads are so big, it's like there's no possible way to actually stand them up.
I have several
you have to lean them against each other.
that are on their shelves, but angled a certain way so that they're tipped back. Mary Poppins will fall over all the time.
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin Martian, Robin Hood from Disney, the animated film. Who else? Oh, my Elvira in the mummy outfit. She falls over. So it's like...
Yeah, but that's
a design
different
flaw.
issue.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, the door was open.
She's top heavy.
The door was open.
So, that's the only negative I can say about them is that a lot of times their heads are bigger than their tiny little feet, and I wish they would make a little stand or something.
Toddlers.
You know where they don't tip over? In the box.
Really?
That's the
See this
benefit.
tip over? Yeah. That's not tipping over.
Oh, yeah.
The Star Wars ones come with stands, right? Are those the only ones that come with stands?
Those are the only ones
They're the
I've
only ones
seen.
I've ever noticed.
That's pretty.
And everyone has a
they're the only
stand.
ones that have a stand.
And every single one is a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Like they make a bunch of other figures that aren't bobbleheads,
Right.
but for some reason every Star Wars one
Well,
is a
same with the
bobblehead.
Marvel. That's why.
Every Marvel.
Yeah, a lot
Do
of
the Marvel
ones
have
too.
stands?
I don't know.
Open it up and find out.
No,
I have
this one's-
Iron
I'm
Man.
not
He
opening
does
this
not
one.
have a stand.
He has a stand.
This
Yeah,
one
does
is.
he?
Moon Knight.
This one is some exclusive, some
Well, then, yeah, definitely.
LA
not.
Comic Con exclusive.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
he's a bobblehead.
But does he have a stand?
Yes.
Does my Iron Man have a
Yeah,
stand?
I think so.
I
I
don't
think he
know.
comes with a stand down there.
All right.
Let me see.
I think.
So that's,
Well,
think there's- I
Funko,
don't
if
think
you're
there's a stand,
listening,
no?
that would
That's
be
just
the
a-
only
Funko thing.
suggestion
Just a reflection.
is to just think of those top heavy ones that fall over for those of us who like to unbox our pops.
they'll be listening. They'll hear this.
Son bought me that.
Well, they
one.
probably have a meeting and they said, "Oh, they're top heavy," and it's like, "Well, they shouldn't be unboxing them anyways."
Somebody in the meeting
Oh my
probably did say
God.
that. You are so true.
Well, if they tip
They're
over-
collectibles. They're supposed to stay.
Yeah.
Now, what are they? Are they collectibles? Are they toys? What are they?
I would go with collectible. I would.
They are my children's inheritance.
Oh, there you go.
See, it is all about money for you.
No,
That's
it's
why
well,
you keep
but I
them in
mean,
the
when I
box.
die
Not
and
all about.
when I die and Emma picks this up, she'd be like, "What is this?" And then the box is, "Oh, the Hound from Game of Thrones."
And then
Well-
it'll bring
More
up-
importantly for Rhonda.
But do kids play with these?
Madison played with him a little bit but she was. I know he's probably gonna. When she was young, I mean, she was like 6 or 7. So
you let a 6-year-old touch your collectibles?
Well, I bought them for her because they were cute little superheroes. So
if I were 8 or 9, I'd want to play with these.
So Emma, my daughter, my 15-year-old, has a bunch of pops, and they're all out of the box, and it drives me nuts.
And what does she do?
She came down the stairs, and she had them in her shirt like this, and she dumps them out, and I'm start looking through them, and it's like. And there's the app where you can do trending prices.
What's the app?
I don't know. Stashpedia.
It's an awesome app.
She had this Daryl Dixon blood one. It was I looked it up. It was over $200. It was out of the box. She had Penny from what's that show?
Walking Dead.
No, Penny from.
The one with Sheldon.
Sheldon, yeah.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, he had Penny. Penny's like a $75, and they're just all out of the box. So. Anytime I'm with her and she goes, will you buy me this pop? I was like, are you going to leave it in the box? So.
And if she says no, you don't.
Well, she leaves them in the box now.
Oh, good.
Well.
You have to school your children right about toys.
Right.
Leave them in the box.
So.
Unless you enjoy seeing them in closer detail and interacting and posing them. I mean, toy photography, a lot of these are used in toy photography. Oh, I should have my pop book. Have you seen the pop photo books?
No.
We'll have to show you after. Sorry,
was
listeners.
That, cigarette?
No, she's holding like a little potion bottle. Winifred.
So they have 6 volumes of a book with all pretty cool photography.
Every single one of those that Funko produced or put into their books is out of the box.
Or was it in the box yet?
That's right. They shot them pre-box.
Right.
But then if you shoot the picture and then put it in the box, is it really the same value?
Hey, it's from the company. So.
But they got some amazing, amazing spreads in there. I just love to sit and flip and look through it because the way they set them up and they go out in, the actual nature and put them in there. So if it's a Game of Thrones couple of characters, they put them somewhere where it looks like, oh wow, they could be on the Game of Thrones set. I just think it's adorable. So I think if you're going to do toy photography with them,
we did an episode on toy photography.
We've done. You got to have them out of the box.
Nope.
Unless they're extremely valuable.
Nope.
So, that's the thing. We can agree to disagree. Right?
I think so. I think there's room for both opinions.
I think I'm outvoted here, but that's my stance on these.
Well, what do you mean outvoted? He's got his out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not the majority.
This is the one that's out of the box.
Yeah.
Rhonda, my wife, keeps hers in the box too. So.
Yeah.
Now she had, if I remember correctly, did she have this little Mickey Mouse one with the wind up?
No.
No, she didn't.
How is that a pop? That doesn't look like a pop.
That is a pop. So if you're listening, I'm sorry, but there's a special Mickey Mouse one where he's like a little wind-up toy.
He's a square. It looks like a Rubik's Cube.
He's like a D23 exclusive.
Yes, that's exactly right. He's one of my most valuable ones.
So they're really
not really though, because it's out of the box.
Oh, whatever.
So they're releasing 9 more Mickeys. We got Steamboat Willie over the weekend.
Oh, that's so at Frankenstein.
Here's another piece of advice, right?
Okay.
Yes.
So if you're this is important. So if you're places like Frankensons where you have a big, oh yeah, my bad. I stepped on my own self. When they release these and they come in infused, people try to jack up the price. And I was telling Rhonda, because one place was selling them for $15, $20. And I was like, we'll get it for 10. Just walk around, and sure we did. So
there's always somebody else selling the same thing. Is that what you're saying?
Right. And when they come out, unless they're collectibles or you have exclusives or something, they should be around $10.
Right.
They should
I mean,
be.
that's what they are.
Well,
unless
we'll
they're chases
walk
or
around
something.
a Comic Con or a Toy Con or anything, and you'll have the expensive pop booths, and then inevitably you'll come upon a booth that's selling a little bit of everything, and they might have Jack Torrance from The Shining for $5.
Right.
All right, well, I'll get that for $5, and then you can check and see what it's going for on eBay and whatnot, and usually it's more than that.
Well, I think
the Hellboys.
I think Stashopedia is a really good tool because I always look to see what it's trending at before. Like the one I bought the other day, my 100th pop, Sharknado.
Of course.
Sharknado.
And that's a great one.
Yeah, that is
an awesome one.
It's cute.
But and it's when I went out to Frank and Son, you know, I didn't know what my 100th pop was going to be. But, you know, I saw that one and I was like, there it is. But I was looking at Stashopedia and it was like trending at like 57 and the guy was selling it for 50. So, you know, but some people don't. When I was looking at another one, somebody like wanted to charge something crazy for the one. I was like, well, this person doesn't obviously know the market.
Yeah.
You know, they're just grinding.
Trying to, yeah.
So
They're
thankfully,
not checking Stashpedia.
there are a lot of resources. Well, if you don't have that app, Stashpedia, which Arnold and I would highly recommend, and then you could also follow us on there. There's eBay, there's Amazon. There are a lot of things you can do to look up and kind of research before you buy one and say, well, gee, this guy's wanting $18 for this, but on eBay I could get it for $9.
Right.
Yeah, but eBay's dangerous though, because then it's dangerous for the seller and it's dangerous for the buyer because it shows up beat up.
Well,
and
that's
then,
true.
You know, and
Yes.
then the seller's thinking you're trying to rip them off, and I don't think I've ever bought one on eBay.
With eBay is that you have to, when you're just checking value, you have to check sold items.
Right.
Because people will ask whatever they
list
think,
whatever,
you know, something's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. So, you know, I'll see. Yeah, that's pretty deep, isn't it? I just made that up just right now on the spot.
It's our mantra.
So you'll go look through listings, like if there's something you're looking for, and you'll be scrolling through eBay, and you're like, what are they thinking? You know, and then you go check sold listings, and it's way different, you know. So sometimes I'll message people and say, hey, you know, I'm that jerk who you got an email from that's asking you to lower your price, but I'll say, you know, hey, I'll pay such and such for this, but if you check sold listing, this is kind of what it's going for.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just look at what people are asking because doesn't mean people are buying.
That's true. Now, you guys have mentioned is it Stashpedia? So what else can you do with that app, though? Because it's more than just looking up pops. Because I've heard you talk about it before. What are some other features of that app?
You can follow, like I follow Arnold. I don't know if he follows me, but
I didn't know you could follow other people.
So I can follow
It's like
Arnold.
another social media.
And well, then I can see when he adds to his collection, and I'm like,
Because
oh.
you know,
you can spy on
something
people's
everybody
collection.
needs to know. Yeah.
You can sort your collection different ways. Like if
Yeah.
you want to sort it by exclusivity, and you can see which ones are that. You can sort it by the value.
Nice.
So you can see which in your collection are the most expensive.
And you can see the value of your collection.
And you can see the value. Like, so it says, like, if I've got 88 pieces, it's valued at this dollar amount.
In
of
the
course,
box.
today.
Right.
And in the box, granted.
knock off about $166
People are going to do it.
for that.
They're going to do a drinking game with this episode. Anytime we say in the box, they're
Yeah,
going to
you know. But, I mean, what else can you do? You can look up and just find a lot. I mean, there's so many. That's the thing. It's just
It's
a place
unbelievable.
where...
How many do you think? Throw a guess at how many
holy
different
cow.
pops are there?
I would have
I
no
had
clue.
no idea.
100,000.
Well,
Oh, well, I
Too
don't know
many-
if I'd
that too
say
many?
that.
It's
I
gotten
was
to the
thinking, like,
point-
maybe
I'm sure you could Google it. They don't know.
5,000?
maybe.
Is that too
No,
low?
I think that's too low.
10,000?
we'll have to do some.
I mean, if I have 100, you know, you're only saying, what, 50
that's
times
true.
of that is
Yeah.
5,000.
Yeah.
I didn't know there'd be so much math. We got an economics lesson,
I know.
supply and demand. And
Hey, we cover all the bases of the SquadCast here.
It's gotten to the point though, like for me, where people will say something about, "Oh, this pop is coming out," and my first reaction is, "You mean they don't have it already?" Like it surprises
how are
me.
there ones that they don't have?
Right, but then
Right.
it surprises me the ones that they keep coming out with. Like I never would have thought about the Metallica ones, and you know, my son got 2 sets of the Metallica ones because he's such a huge Metallica fan.
You gonna open one?
He has one open and he's got one in the box.
That's what you gotta do.
He's got 2.
You got to buy 2 of everything on it. Open
I'm
one.
not going to buy 2 of everything.
the one I did buy 2 of one. It was the Pennywise holding the balloon, and I took one out of the box and I've taken it around with me. And
Are you?
because I like
True
go to,
confessions.
I go to like weird in my job. I go to rural Nevada a lot, so I'll have like Pennywise and Tonopah, or Pennywise and Mickey
fantastic.
in Winnemucca.
And now, isn't that just so much fun?
That's cool.
For one, because I have 2 of it, I'm not buying 2 of everything to take the hound on a road trip.
Well, no, okay. And again, all right, you're very
Hound in
sensitive
Winnemucca.
about the
Come on,
hound.
man.
And I
Hound,
don't know
we're
if I
going out.
want the hound getting too close.
We're going to
over here.
Ely, Hound. Let's do it.
But there is something fun about having one and being able to just, you know, set it out and have some fun with it. I think.
You do you, I do me.
I was just thinking
Yeah,
the other
you don't do her.
Wait,
the other thing
we're back to
with
that podcast.
Stashpedia too is that, you know, when you have a collection that's a little bit large, you might be out and about and forget, especially if you have a whole bunch of different variations of a similar character.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to look and say, wait, do I have this Wonder Woman? I have to be honest, when I'm out and about, I forget, and I've seen some of them so much, or they'll make another version of the Gal Gadot one, but it's a little bit
Like
different
slightly
than the other
Yeah,
two
the
that I
other two.
have.
She's got her
And
sword up this way instead of down this way.
I'm like, oh, I
Right.
don't know. And then he'll even ask me sometimes, he'll be out and about, and Robert will text me and say, do you have this one? I'm like, I got to check Stashpedia. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me check. So I can real quickly go and just say, yep, I've got that one.
That might
or
be a
no.
sign that you have too many.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm not judging you. I'm just saying because you've been
You
to my
wanna
house.
talk about-
No, that's what I said. I'm not judging
All right.
you because, like I said, you've been to my house, so you know.
I didn't expect it to grow and become such a thing, but it's, you know.
It's hard not to buy something that grabs at your emotions.
Right.
That's only $10. That's real cute. You know
Or
what I mean?
100
It's
or
like,
$105.
well,
Whatever.
yeah,
Extreme
that's
cases.
another level of insanity.
Yeah, but if, like you said, if that's your favorite character, you know,
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's what the market demands.
can you put a price tag on your favorite?
I put a price tag on my favorite this weekend when it was
Well,
250
yeah,
bucks. I was
That's
like,
true.
no.
That is true.
we all have limits.
Yeah.
And do you, Arnold, do you try and buy, like, I normally wouldn't have bought all three of these because I don't buy, like, a whole thing,
Right.
a whole collection from one TV show or one movie or whatever. But with these, since they were sisters, I felt like, well, and I got to deal with buying the three. So I said, I'm going to go for it. And I
Right.
bought all three of them. But like Jurassic Park, I just have the first movie's Jeff
Right.
Goldblum in his sexy open shirt, laying down sideways pose. But I don't need all the other ones.
Where's your Attenborough?
I don't have an Attenborough. I don't need one. You know, for me, I don't need that. There might be several from something I want, but I don't need like the whole set
You're more
of
of a
something.
character collector.
It's like my favorite character or my favorite or
Right.
villain, good or bad, because I have a bunch of villains that I love too. I have a whole villain shelf.
I think this is taking us into our versus segment.
It is, but I actually have a different versus question cooking up
Oh.
in my head that might be a little bit better. So
You
we
can't
can
change things on the fly, Rick.
So let me just.
I got the
do
wheels
you,
turning here.
Do you try and buy complete sets?
Well, it depends on.
Well,
what
you
it
don't
is.
have Daenerys Targaryen.
Right. I mean, Game of Thrones.
There
I
are a
mean,
lot
they have her.
in the Game
I
of
have
Thrones.
I have this and Stannis
Mother of
Baratheon.
Dragons.
Oh, okay.
do you?
Yeah,
Are
and
there
those are the only
any
two I have.
that you have complete sets of, like the royal family? You have all of them,
Right. Well, there's
Care
only like
Bears.
4 or 5 of those.
All right,
You know,
Care
the
Bears,
Care
you
Bears,
have all 8.
all the
Even
all the Godfather ones.
Do they have
All
Care
of them.
Bear
See,
cousins?
I just have Michael Corleone. What?
Yeah.
Do they have the Care Bear cousins? Remember when they came out with like the elephant and the lion?
Oh my gosh, I had forgotten about those.
Why do I remember
But then,
all this dumb stuff?
like with Kurt Cobain, they released like 4 different versions of Kurt Cobain. So I have all 4 of those.
You do.
So,
Nice.
you know,
But you don't feel like if there's a show or a movie you like or something. Like with Princess Bride, you said you have Wesley. Do you have
yeah, I have
Buttercup
West,
and
yeah. Well, what they
uh,
released? They released
They released
Inigo
4,
Montoya.
right?
Did you kill my
Right.
father? Prepared to die.
Yeah.
So did you
And
get,
Buttercup and Wesley. I think that's the 3 they released.
so did you buy all
And I
3?
do have Andre the Giant, but as a wrestler.
Oh, but that is.
No, they didn't release him as
Oh man.
So, because Patty's kind of different, she really, other than like she was saying with the Sandersons, she kind of more or less picks out her favorite character from a certain movie.
Right, like they have all 7 dwarves. I just got Dopey because Dopey was my favorite. I'm like, I don't need all 7. You know,
Okay.
there are other pops I want more.
Deadpool might be a good example because there's
Oh,
so many different kinds of
Yes.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
And I have, obviously, the Deadpool and a Unicorn.
of course.
I have Bob Ross. I have the Wizard that was a Barnes and
course,
Noble exclusive,
Bob
and
Ross
then
is awesome.
and then like
The-
and then Deadpool like laying down with his.
Oh,
those
he's-
are the only ones
is
I
he
have.
in
And
the
those-
robe?
No, not in the robe.
Not in the robe.
But those are the only ones I have. So yeah, I'm not. And even like because I have a lot of sports ones too, which I know the whole table goes silent on the sports.
What's that word?
Sports. It's kind of like lightsabers in the park,
Oh, yeah.
but with like an audience
Oh, okay.
and people watching
Gotcha.
Okay,
yeah.
so less geeky.
and making money at it.
Okay.
But they don't get yelled at
Oh, they do.
when they're doing their...
Well, they do. You bum. You know, I can't believe we drafted you.
that kind of stuff.
You
A
loser.
little bit different.
So, But I don't buy they just released baseball for the first time, and there's so many baseball ones. I just bought the 2 Yankee ones, and then a couple of the Cubs because Ron is a Cubs fan, and then
we're gonna have some Vegas Golden Knights here, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're gonna have one because Neil left the team.
That's right.
Yeah, he went to
because he was one of the ones that they were in.
Right, which Fleury isn't one of them, which didn't make any sense to me.
I thought he was. No,
it wasn't on the original list.
Crazy.
And I have one hockey pop, and it's Alexander Ovechkin.
Oh,
the Mad Russian. Which, I had them to win the cup, so.
We'll forgive you that.
Bandwagoner.
Kind of
Yes.
wrap things up. One quick question for you, and then we'll get into the versus thing. Are there any properties yet that haven't been popped that you would like to see popped? I was excited when they came out with the gargoyles because big gargoyles fan.
True.
One they haven't done because they've done Michael Jackson, they've done Elvis, they just did Prince, they have the Beatles, they've done Hendrix, they've done a lot. They haven't done the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that would be
Which I don't know. I don't know if that's a licensing thing or but
Have they done the Beatles?
Yeah, they did the Beatles.
Yeah.
Very
What about
expensive.
AC/DC.
They haven't done AC/DC either.
That'd be
a good one too. So, so those AC/DC, yes, but
They done Eddie from Iron Maiden. The
I have
Eddie
no.
character?
I
I
don't
thought
think
you
so.
meant Eddie Vedder.
No, Eddie from that would be
Eddie,
a cool
Iron
pop,
Maiden,
like
yeah.
old Iron Maiden,
that would
Eddie
be
character.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the ones they have done, but I don't think they've done any Iron Maiden yet.
Yeah,
either.
I don't think so.
It's hard for me to, because I think almost everything that I would want, I've pretty much been able to find, or they're still on my wish list.
Are there any Disney ones they haven't done? Probably, right?
Song of the South.
I was surprised when. Oh yeah.
Okay, so possibly.
We saw the Rescuers.
The Crows.
Yes, right.
That was
and I
so
did
cool.
want the Rescuers
And I
one in
almost-
their plane.
The Rescuers, and I almost bought that too because again, going back to that connection, when I was a kid, that was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, the
love-
Have you
Rescuers
seen the new
pops.
Splash
They
Mountain
did.
one?
Yeah.
Is there a Splash Mountain?
Yeah.
Oh, no, see, that's what I mean. It's like I don't probably even know half of what is available.
available, yeah.
So for me, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
And but I'm ready to jump in. I just love them.
Any pops you think they should? Any characters or properties that you think should be popped?
I was trying to think. I can't really think of any.
Have they done? I know you're a big Star Wars fan. I don't know. Have they done Star Trek? I don't think I've ever seen Star Trek either.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't think they have.
Which would be-
I can't think, but you would think that
not my
would.
Because there's so many different Star Trek properties too that they
Yeah,
can.
Right.
They
There's
could go in a
lot.
lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
directions.
That'll happen eventually.
They
I'm
have
sure. They
to.
did
Think
all the at least the old Battlestar Galactica. We got all.
They did
Oh,
do
yeah.
those.
They got
They've
those.
even done cereals from our childhood. They have like
Oh,
Frankenberry,
Frankenberry
and
and
all of
Boo
them.
Berry.
You
That's
know,
right.
we saw those in Captain Crunch, didn't we, at the headquarters?
Yep.
So I think they've pretty much hit on almost everything, and what they haven't, they will.
Yeah.
It's coming.
No doubt.
All right. So for our verses. Those of you that have been with us for a while, you know we usually like to end our segment with the verses. This is going to be a little different though because we usually have a question where it pits one side against the other. I think this is going to be a question that might be a little heated between our popped
Oh dear.
fans.
All right.
Because, you know, when I've heard this, when I've heard people talking about this out at cons or things like that, sometimes it gets some pretty heated conversations. So a lot of times people will compare pops to the Beanie Babies.
No.
See, look, it's already starting.
Sorry.
I told you. I
I'm
told you.
sorry.
I told you.
I didn't know
So-
what you were gonna say.
Yeah,
That's
see-
that's so lazy.
You know, a lot of people say, you know, oh, this is just the new Beanie Baby fad. These things are going to go away. They're going to depreciate in value. So
You know what? Even if that's
for
true, I don't care because I didn't buy, any of these pops to go. Oh, these are going to come up in value, and then I'm going
Right.
to sell them. And I if the market fell out tomorrow, I wouldn't
still be a
really.
happy camper.
Yeah, I don't
And I
really
agree
care.
with that.
So I'm not in it for. I'm not paying $250 for a Freddie Funko Pennywise.
But for his
Yeah.
birthday.
Right.
Thanks, God. For me, yeah, no, I agree with Arnold totally. I don't see them as being that much of a fad because unlike Beanie Babies, these hit on every thing related to pop culture
Right.
and every aspect of something that a person can connect with.
Mm-hmm.
Beanie Babies were cute. You know, they had a few different, a lot of varieties and
Right.
whatnot. But I don't see them as being the same thing.
Yeah, they don't bring back memories
No.
to make that connection. And I
No.
think this product does that for
Exactly.
a lot of people.
But there's still that that newness and that sort of excitement of something of a line of things that eventually is going to die down. It's eventually going to wear off,
And that might
we're
happen.
all going to eventually be stuck with mountains of plastic that really has no value.
Yeah, but that could be anything.
Just
that could
throw it in
be-
the ocean.
That's I take the other side. I think it's a fad. I think they got in, they tapped a vein and a major vein.
Right.
But I think it's got to die down.
But I mean, it's been going strong for a long time.
It just keeps
You know,
building.
it
That's
does.
the thing.
That's
When
the
you
thing.
watch
more
the
and more
movie,
people keep getting into it. And
it's like it just grows because 10 years from now, people, the movies and TV shows and the sports people, they're all still going to be around as like memories. So people are going to come back to that, and then they're still going to be making new things
stuff.
that they'll say, oh, we'll make a pop for this new movie or this new TV show. People will want that. The young people will want that. So I think this is going to go for a while. Are they going to go up and down in value and whatnot? Yeah, because that's just the market. But
I think
my
that-
opinion is it's just going to keep growing.
yeah.
I think maybe the collector's market dies down, where you're being able to. I mean, even the Hound, I think, is now trending at like $80,
Right.
down significantly from where I bought it. But so maybe the secondary collector's market dies down. But I also think I'm seeing like less of a stock at place like GameStop or something like that,
Right.
because there are specialty stores that focus. You can go to GameStop or stores like Walmart that have exclusives,
Right.
but to just get pops, I don't know why we wouldn't go to Brad Toys, Boulder Highway,
Yeah.
or the Pop Shack, Boulevard Mall.
Yeah.
You can
Nice
do a
shout
discount
out.
for this.
Yeah.
Nice shout out.
Yeah, I think like we said, I think there's just something about these that draws people in, and there's a stronger connection between whatever you want to call them, collectibles.
Well, if they're out of the box, they're dolls to me, but whatever.
They're out of the box. They're dead to you.
So, you guys have any final thoughts for our listeners or our watchers before we?
I'm going to put Winifred right here in front of Mr.
Oh,
Arnold
no.
so that she
So he
can
can-
haunt him. Yeah, she's not toppling.
Well, she's got a pretty good base.
She's got a
there.
nice
got a
balance.
Sound, so that's not.
She's no Mary
It's not one of the
Poppins.
problem pieces.
Yes.
No, I think we covered all the pop bases.
Bases. All right. Well, we want to thank you guys for listening and watching. Don't forget, check us out. We are on Podbean. Check out our YouTube channel, Vegas Toy Squad, Facebook, Instagram. Another shout out for the Daily Fet. Got to give a shout out to one of our fans, Connor. Thanks for watching, buddy.
Thank you,
Glad
Connor.
you like it. And
Yeah,
tell
we'll
your
do
friends
that.
to watch it.
We're still at that level where if you say, "Hey, give me a shout out," I'm listening.
Yeah, we
we'll
can do it.
A month, 2 months from now, once we hit iTunes and Spotify,
This could all blow up. So,
Yeah.
we may not be so easy.
so
But
see,
for
we
right
were
now,
part
take
of it at
advantage.
the beginning.
So thanks to Arnold for being
Yeah,
here,
thank you
Thanks
for
for
being with
joining
us.
and
us.
thanks.
Don't
Our
we
other
get
Patti.
friend Arnold.
Yeah.
don't we get like shout outs for our like pages and stuff? Or
Yeah,
just-
where can
Oh,
people
yeah.
reach you if they
Yeah.
want to talk to you?
So, anybody in the prisons or wherever they're watching this, at the
If you're lonely,
if you also feel the pain of people who unbox in your life, at Nightly Grind, KNIGHTLYGRIND, at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
all the socials.
yeah,
Socials.
Tinder.
Take Winifred.
No, wait, not Tinder.
Not Tinder?
Not Tinder. Not Tinder.
All right, scratch that one off.
Cool.
All right. Well,
That just devalued like $5 during the show.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's still Winifred, and
you
I'm
should
good
put it
with
on your
that.
shoulder.
I
Yeah.
put Winifred on Arnold's shoulder. So.
So thanks for listening.
Yeah, we appreciate
Or
it.
watching.
Thank
So
you.
we are Vegas Toy Squad, and Vegas Toy Squad is
Out.
Out.
Well, I didn't know that was that.
Yeah, neither.